Hi, good morning. Happy Monday. Monday. Doo 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 doo. That wasn't the song I planned to sing. It was not. Look at this cool mushroom. Please stand by. I like mushrooms. I don't know why. I just think they're cool. Penny doesn't even bother them. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah. Penny, see the mushrooms? You see the mushrooms? I know they're toxic to dogs and don't let your dog eat them and all that. She don't even pay attention to them. Hey, she'd rather just eat straight up poop than waste her time on a mushroom. You know what I'm saying? She goes for the good stuff. Speaking of mushrooms, I didn't plan to go here, but okay, so I see dead people. I see people like in Virginia, Kentucky, and they're always out not hooking, Tracy, looking for these morel mushrooms, or as one elder calls them, molly moochers. And I have seen them one time at Sprouts, and they were very expensive. Well, a friend of mine, are you eating something? Speak of the devil. A friend of mine found one like next to her driveway. I'm like, we have them here? Apparently we do. So now I'm gonna be on the lookout for the molly moochers. I like that name better than morel mushroom. That's a little harder for me to say. Okay, morel mushroom. Come on. So I'm gonna call them molly moochers too. I'm gonna steal it from one Elda. I don't think she really cares. I did read that they grow at the base of dying trees. It's not really a good place to stand, but okay, the song that I was supposed to start out with, I don't remember who it was because it's been a few days ago. I want to say Rosemary, but I could be making that up. But someone in the comments told me to look up this song. And I would just like to say thank you very much, because she's kicking grass on me. It has been stuck in my head, and that is what I woke up singing this morning. So y'all are gonna have to listen to just a little bit of it, okay? Because I need it stuck in somebody else's head. Look it up on like YouTube or just Google. It'll get stuck in your head too, okay? I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. Okay, I will say that's not the greatest rendition I've ever done, but I am feeling a bit self-conscious because I'm standing outside and there's people outside. I don't want to sing that loud, and don't judge me, okay? Because I didn't sing that so well, but I'll do it again sometime in the house. And that way you'll actually be able to hear when I belt it out, because it does sound better when I belt it. You know, when you have something wrong, I don't know if everybody does this. You have something come up on you, and I don't know about y'all, but I go to Google and I type in my symptoms, and then I determine that I have some rare form of malaria. And I haven't even left the country, but I don't have malaria. But you know what I'm saying. It always comes up with the absolute worst diagnosis. The mistake is when you finally go to the doctor, like me. I finally go to the doctor. And then I tell them what Google said. Well, Google said I have. And I had a doctor tell me one time, well, Google didn't go to medical school for however many years, he said, and I did. And I'm telling you, that's not what it is. But it reminds me of the people that used to come to jail and start shouting, I know the law. You can't do this to me because I know the law. Well, guess what? So do we. Guess what? We have to go to school for it, okay? I mean, not me personally. Personally. Gosh, here. But, yeah. we know the law too. Congratulations on knowing the law, sister. Or brother. But I just wonder if y'all ever do that. Go to the doctor and be like, well, Google said. I don't recommend it. They don't really like it so much, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, I did diagnose myself correctly one time because I was having all this chest pain. It was terrible. And this is when I was in way better shape, you know, and I was walking every day. We would go over and walk at the mountain, walk all the trails and all the things, and I couldn't breathe worth a toot, okay? Well, I kept going to the doctor and they were treating me for asthma, okay? I had a rescue inhaler, I had a daily inhaler thing that I had to do, and I would go in and take the test, and they kept telling me your asthma's getting worse and blah, blah, blah. And I just kept thinking, I don't know if this is asthma. Now, I did have asthma at the time because I sat in an office, next to an office, where someone sat that smoked in her office. Now, this was long after I quit smoking, and long after they banned smoking in a county building. Yeah. But she was kind of in charge, so she continued to smoke in her office, and it would come through the vents, and I kept bronchitis constantly and had asthma. My doctor said, why do you keep getting worse instead of better? And I said, well, I mean, probably because I'm sitting in an office next to a smoker. He was like, who smokes in offices now? I said, the boss. And he was like, I'm gonna write a note that they need to move your office. And I was like, okay. So he did. And they moved me from the second floor, which is the elite floor. That's what everybody's like. That's the Oval Office, the second floor. Ooh, you're on the second floor. Ooh. Back down to the first floor. I couldn't have been happier because the first floor was the warrant division. That was my favorite place to work anyway. So you think they hurt my feelings? No, but I got better. My asthma went away. But back to my diagnoses. After they moved me, I started getting better, but I was still on all this asthma stuff. And I was still having all this shortness of breath and couldn't figure it out, blah, blah, blah. So I got on Google and I kept searching and searching with my symptoms and all this stuff. And I typed in like chest pain, shortness of breath, but it is not my heart or something. I don't know. Because I had a friend who was a nurse who would come over and take my blood pressure and check my heart rate and all that stuff. I went to a heart doctor, your heart's fine. And I'm just like, what is going on with me? And I'm getting desperate because they just keep increasing my asthma medicine. Well, I'll have you know that Dr. Google told me, you have acid reflux. And I was like, really? Acid reflux? This is not what acid reflux does. But it said the acid in your stomach is basically splashing up into your lungs. And that's what's causing the chest pain and the shortness of breath. So then I went to a gastric doctor. And I said, he said, what's the problem? Because that's how he talks. And I said, well, you see, doctor, give me the news. I said, well, you see, I've been going through all this stuff, and turns out the asthma medication was also making my acid reflux worse instead of better. Yeah. So anyway, he did an upper and a lower. And he determined that I did have acid reflux, and he put me on Nexium. Well, the Nexium wasn't helping either. So anyway, long story short, then I went back to him and I said, well, I came off the Nexium, and he was like, you should not come off of any medications, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, it wasn't helping. I was eating them. I was eating Tums. Nothing was helping. I said, so I started drinking apple cider vinegar. I would heat up some water, and I would put lemon, just a squeeze of lemon, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and a little honey, and I would drink it twice a day. And I said, it has healed my acid reflux. Really? He was all excited about that. And I said, really? And he said, I'm going to tell my wife about this. And I said, you do that, sir. That'll be $8,000 for your copay. Anyway, that's the one time that it actually helped me. So, sometimes you got to be your own doctor. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, so toodles for now, and I'll be back later. Okay? Okay. Hello, part 2. Look, I can't be out here driving and not having anybody to talk to, because then I'm just talking to myself, okay? Making a video doesn't change how I drive at all, okay? Because otherwise I would just be sitting here fussing and throwing my hands about with no one listening. You know what I mean? Right? Am I right? I'm going to use all those trigger words. Triggering people because I say it too much. Am I right? Somebody's gonna say something about my that's just exasperation. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna stop with all that now. I'm on the clock and I'm out driving around. That's right. There's no traffic around in the middle of the day. What's up with that? Yo, I love it. Well, I had to go to the office to drop off a license plate, a tag, a registration, a thing that goes on your car. I don't know what y'all call it. I call it a tag, okay? But a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about a tag. But anyway, I had to drop it off to the boss. Then I may have stopped somewhere to get me something to eat, okay? And now I'm going to the courthouse, which should be fun, right? Stop it. Because I got to get my notary stuff done. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm almost to the courthouse, and I just had the realization that I needed to empty all the weapons out of my purse. And you're like, weapons? Yes, girls and boys, weapons. I have pepper spray in my purse. I guess I can take in the tape measure. I have, now, this probably, no, it's got a knife on it. It's like a MacGyver tool. It's got scissors and everything. I have a knife in my purse for sure, because you never know when you might need a knife. Am I right? I've got this that you can stab somebody with that so violently, and it's got a flashlight, but the battery's probably dead. And then this end, you can break windows out with it. Can't take that in the courthouse. Gotta find that knife. Would I get arrested? No. But would they turn around and make me walk it back to my car? Yes. And who wants to do that? Can I take tweezers in? I could probably take tweezers in. But you know what? I ain't. I mean, is this free? Okay. Sorry. Wrong way. I ain't been here in a while. I was trying to go in and out. Well, I mean, in my defense, I pulled up and the gate opened. But then I saw a car sitting there and I was like, all right, let me get a ticket. This is like the hospital.
Pay with your phone by scanning the QR code on posted signs before you leave.
Well, can you give me a ticket? Okay, I can pay on my phone on a QR code. Can I get this validated since I worked here for 1,000 years? Or 34. I still gotta find the knife in my purse. In my purse. The knife in my purse. Please let me find a parking place that is not 12 miles away. Because y'all know, as soon as you leave to go somewhere, suddenly you have to go to the bathroom. Am I right? Ugh. Alright, I'm just gonna park right here. Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm at... Oh, geez, don't blow your horn. Oh, scared scared me. See? Who would I be talking to if I wasn't talking to you? Okay. Let me find that knife. And any other... I mean, I could just take my wallet and make it easy. Oop, found the knife. Whoop, whoop. Drop that in there. Let me make sure there's no other... When we used to pat people down, we'd say, you have any guns, knives, or hand grenades? Well, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm checking for guns, knives, and hand grenades. I just took out a mini pair of scissors. You know, like, they're like mustache scissors. Which, by the way, my dad used to have a thing with mustache scissors. And I always blamed this on him being the only child. But he knew where everything was that was his, right? And if we touched any of his stuff, he would know it. And he would say, who's been touching my stuff, like Papa Bear or something, you know? And anyway, we would go in there to use his little scissors for different things and forget to lay them exactly where they were, or we just took them with us and forgot to put them back. So there was like a million pair of mustache scissors. That's what we called them, because that's what he used them for. You know, you understand, with your nose flared up like that. I might have to find a bathroom. I know that. I'll be back, okay? Okay. Well, I mean, the good news is I got to dear Jesus. I got to see a lot of people that I know. I mean, not a lot, but a few. So as I was going through the checkpoint and praying, I had all the weapons out of my purse. The man said, what, you, where, what, how, I said, I used to work here. He said, yeah. He couldn't form a sentence either. He was just so shocked to see me, he couldn't even form a sentence. I said, my first question is, where's the bathroom? He was like, really? You ain't been gone that long. You don't remember? Just tell me where the bathroom is, okay? Then I go to fingerprinting. And I know Hope. I went to school with Hope. I've known Hope for forever. She came out of fingerprinting and she looked at me and she said, Tracy, what are you doing here? And I pointed to the sex offender window and I was like, I'm here to, and she was like, what? I said, get my notary. She said, girl, really? You think I'm a sexual offender now and I have to register? No. No. So, I do all that, pay the money, get my background check done. I have no background. Yeah. And then I go upstairs and I stopped at the window where I used to work and Jay was standing there. So I waved and got this girl's attention and pointed to Jay, and he came out there and talked to me for forever, right? So I'm like, cool. So then Juliet came out and then Chris came out and we had a little reunion, and then I went on across the street to Notary, okay? And then I saw a couple of more people I knew and said hey to them, and I kept going and I got down to the notary office and I sat in the chair and I waited my turn. I'm not a patient person, but I waited my turn. And I went up there and I handed it to her and I said, well, mine's easy. And she said, notary office is closed on Monday. What? She said, yeah, they'll be here Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5 or something, 8 to 4:30 or something. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But everything is taken care of. And as long as I return within 30 days, then all I have to do is turn that over to the notary person, and it's already, everything's done. She's just got to process it on her end. So yeah, I gotta go back Wednesday. So I'm going back home, work for the rest of the day. But that was my experience at getting my notary, okay? Very exciting stuff.
But yeah, I told the second deputy at the second checkpoint that I had to go through, because if you exit a building, then you have to go through a checkpoint again. And I knew this one, and I said, you should have seen me in my car emptying all my weapons out of my purse, like my pepper spray and knives and all that. And he said, that's in your purse? I said, because he said you don't have to lay your purse down. And then I told him that. I said, no, I left it in the car. I said, I've already cleared another checkpoint, and I sure didn't run back to my car to get it. And he was like, oh, no, I know better. Now I got to put it all back in my purse, because I don't want to be out in the world without my... See how sharp that is? Do that. Yeah, do that with it. Or break a window to save a puppy's hot pink pepper spray, because, you know, why not? Okay, that's the last thing that goes in my purse. Can I tell y'all real quick what my dream was? See, I got this little wild hair that comes out on my chin every now and then, and it's not out enough that I can grab it. Well, apparently I went to bed with that on my mind, because today it feels like a tiny little stubble, and tomorrow it'll be that long and white sticking straight out. So I just try to keep a finger on it. I can't keep an eye on it, but I keep a finger on it, because keeping an eye on it, I don't see it. Well, anyway, I had the weirdest dream that my mother had a long hair on her chin, and when I went to pull it out, it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming, and it was like as long as my hair. And I was like, why would I dream that? Ugh. I guess I'm obsessing over this one and you can't even see it. That's it for part 2. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I know that's not good. I can't do that. But when I'm singing it, it goes, Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Toodles, my noodles, and stay silly, my friends, okay? Okay, goodbye.